The feeling of the ick is an almost universal dating experience. One moment, a person seems attractive and interesting, and the next, an inexplicable wave of repulsion washes over you. While the ick can sometimes be a helpful instinct that signals genuine incompatibility, a new study suggests that it may also be influenced by subconscious biases, societal expectations, and even social media trends. More importantly, it reveals that men and women tend to experience the ick for different reasons, shedding light on how attraction, expectations, and relationship dynamics play out across gender lines. The study, published in Personality and Individual Differences, analyzed dating survey responses and popular TikTok content to determine the most common triggers for the ick. It found that while both men and women experience this phenomenon, their reasons for doing so are often quite different. Women were more likely to report getting the ick in response to behavior they viewed as misogynistic or overly feminine, such as a man loudly shushing another woman or resting his head on a partner's shoulder. Men, on the other hand, were more likely to be put off by physical appearance, such as a woman's feet not touching the ground when sitting, or interests they considered overly trendy, such as an enthusiasm for astrology. Both men and women, however, cited annoying speech patterns as a major trigger, such as excessive use of slang or repetitive jokes. One of the key takeaways from the study is that the ick may not always be an objective measure of compatibility, but rather a reflection of personal insecurities and social conditioning. Women's discomfort with certain behaviors labeled as overly feminine in men may be tied to traditional expectations of masculinity, while men's rejection of certain physical traits or trendy interests could stem from internalized societal norms about desirability. This suggests that the ick is not always a rational response to incompatibility, but sometimes a learned reaction that can be challenged and deconstructed. This research also raises an important question. How much of the ick is truly about personal preference, and how much is influenced by social trends? The study points out that social media plays a role in reinforcing selective dating habits, as online culture encourages people to share and laugh about their experiences. While humor is a natural way to navigate the challenges of dating, this public mockery of minor habits and characteristics may be fueling an unrealistic standard of perfection, leading people to dismiss potential partners too quickly. By normalizing extreme selectivity, social media may be conditioning people to reject others based on superficial or socially constructed aversions rather than meaningful incompatibilities. Another fascinating insight from the study is the link between narcissism and the ick. People with narcissistic tendencies were more likely to experience the ick, though not necessarily more frequently than others. This suggests that some individuals may use the ick as a justification for rejecting partners based on minor perceived flaws, reinforcing an unrealistic sense of superiority or entitlement. While having high standards is important in relationships, excessive pickiness may prevent people from forming deep and meaningful connections. It's worth considering whether the ick is truly a gut feeling that signals a real problem or just a surface-level reaction that could be overcome with a shift in perspective. Ultimately, while the ick is a natural part of dating, it doesn't have to dictate our romantic choices. By recognizing the difference between true incompatibility and learned aversions, we can make more informed and open-hearted decisions about who we choose to pursue. Instead of instantly dismissing a potential partner over a minor habit or appearance-related quirk, it might be more helpful to ask, does this person share my values? Do they treat me with kindness and respect? Do they bring joy into my life? These questions hold far more weight in determining long-term compatibility than whether someone wears a certain type of jeans or uses a specific phrase in conversation. At its core, overcoming the ick is about challenging our own perceptions and expectations in relationships. By shifting our focus from minor imperfections to deeper qualities that truly matter, we open ourselves up to connections that are more meaningful, fulfilling, and lasting. Instead of being guided by fleeting feelings of discomfort, we can choose curiosity, patience, and understanding, allowing us to build relationships based on true compatibility rather than momentary reactions.